we are here after week 1 with Alanna Smith. We are breaking this down. We're breaking down the process to getting her first wholesale deal ever. She has never done real estate before, has never done a deal before, and we're breaking down step by step exactly what she needs to do. And last week you had a lot of homework. We're going to go over and make sure you got all the homework done. Check this out.
Ain't never gonna stop this fire.
I can't believe his business is so incredible, and if I can do this, every single one of you can do this. Every single one of you.
Something higher. Ain't never gonna stop this fire.
Brent Daniels, and I am here with Alanna Smith, and last week was the first week of her homework assignments, the first week of the step-by-step process for her to get her first deal. Now, these homework assignments were not easy. This is like some serious work, some serious action that she's had to put in. And if you want to follow, I encourage you, definitely follow her at Alanna Nirvana on Instagram. Send her a direct message, encourage her, follow along. Let her know that you're doing this as well if you're following along. That's the point of this. Don't just watch this for entertainment. Use this for instruction and inspiration so that you can go out there and also take massive action. So let's break it down. First of all, tell everybody how old you are.
I'm 22.
22 years old. 22 years old, going after this. Is just ready to be an entrepreneur, ready to build her real estate business. It's absolutely incredible. You are amazing. So,
Thank you.
last week, the first homework was you need to practice the script
30 times.
30 times a day. Okay?
Yeah.
You needed, the second one was you needed to
15 contacts and then 200 properties for the week.
Right. So here is the breakdown. 30, practice the TTP script, the proven cold calling script, 30 times a day. If you don't have that yet, email me at brent@wholesalinginc.com and I will send that to you. It is the absolute best. Don't mess around with anything else. So you practice the script. How did it feel practice? Did you feel goofy? Did you feel stupid? Do you feel like, yes, this makes sense? Like, tell me, honestly, just tell everybody how you feel.
Okay, so at first it did feel kind of weird, just like the way it was phrased, but it's more natural when you're actually on the phone. And like a lot of the times, it kind of just flows naturally after like you get on the phone with them because you match their tone. You kind of just like calm down and like understand what they're saying instead of just waiting to talk. So it's easier like when you're actually on the phone than just like rehearsing it by yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And with the script, guys, that when you are using a script, when you're calling somebody and asking them if they would consider an offer, there's only 6 responses. Yes, no, maybe, how much will you give me? How'd you get my number and who are you?
Right.
So you talked to, now we're a little bit off here, but you made a lot of calls. And you actually talked to, you'd never talked to any sellers before this, right?
No.
And you talked to 14 this week.
14, yes.
Tell me about it.
So a lot of them were no's. I got one maybe, but a lot of them kind of just wanted to know how much I would give them for the property.
Right.
They weren't like, a lot of the communities that I went to, they were already in the process of being remodeled. So I expected them to have a lot of people calling them or like wanting to bring their prices up because they know that their area is being remodeled. So yeah, a lot of them were no's. So it was kind of just easy for me to ask them, okay, is there any other properties that you would consider selling or stuff like that? Because I haven't got a yes yet. So I'm waiting to use that part of the script.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So let's practice it.
Okay.
So let's do a little live role play here. But before we do that, when you were making those calls, was there anything that you heard that wasn't one of those 6 responses that they said to you?
No, it was literally one of the 6. Every
Literally?
time. Yeah.
Literally, you ask somebody if they would consider an offer on their property, they will only give you one of those 6 responses. Learn those 6 responses, and did you feel more, I mean, this is your first time. I mean, this is your first time talking to your first 14 people, ask them if they would consider an offer on their property. Did you feel, because you practiced and because you had an idea, did you have the script in front of you, or did you just go, okay, so you had it in front of you?
Yeah, I did.
Right, which I think is a huge key. You got to keep the script in front of you when you're starting. Until you internalize it completely, you got to keep the script in front of you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when they did, when you sent it out, and you were like, "Would you consider an offer?" And they're like, how much will you give me, right?
Yeah.
And you knew what to say.
Right, yeah. So I pulled up Zillow because I was doing it by hand. So for every person that I called, I put up the Zillow for their address, and then if they did ask me how much are you willing to give me, then I would tell them like for properties in your area, we're offering this much. And of course, some people want more than their property is actually worth. So they probably won't do the deal with you, but that's okay.
Right, exactly. So typically what we go at, and it just depends on price point and where you're at and where you're watching this, but typically if the price point, if the Zillow is around 200,000 or more, 66% is about the price that we throw out. Now, if you're under 200,000, you have to really look at the condition of the property and throw out lower, because the amount of money that people want to make per deal kind of stays at a certain level. It doesn't matter how low you go. Like if you're under 100,000, typically people want to make 15 to 20,000 on that deal. If it's between 100 and 200, they want to make 25 to 30. So you have to put that into, you have to take that into account when you're looking at your numbers. Mm-hmm. So why don't you call me, and I'm going to give you a yes answer, and we'll just play this thing out,
okay.
Right?
Okay.
I'm going to sit over here so you can't see me. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, I'm looking for Brent.
Yeah, this is Brent. Who's this?
Hi, this is Alanna. I know this call is kind of out of the blue, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on 123 Main Street.
Yeah. What about it?
I was just wondering if you would consider an offer on that property there.
Really? Okay. Well, actually, we were actually talking about our tenants are leaving at the end of the month. And it's just in really rough shape. And I mean, what are you thinking? What kind of offer do you have a price, or what's going on?
All right, so great. Actually, we do pay cash. We pay all of the legal and escrow fees. We pay all the closing costs, and the best part is we buy the property as is, so you won't have to put another cent into the property. So for an offer like that, how much would you consider?
Oh man, I don't know. Like just to wash my hands clean of this thing, that would be really good. I don't know. I'd have to kind of figure out. My wife and I talked about 170,000 is if we could get that would be good.
Okay. So your house looks like it's about 1,100 square feet. Is that correct?
That is correct. So I'm gonna stop there.
Okay.
Beautiful. First time. I mean, you're at home. I mean, for real. Like amazing, really, really great. Okay, now remember, I know this call is kind of out of the blue, or this call's out of the blue. But I was wondering, I was calling about your property in 123 Main Street. Perfect. You hit the first two lines. That is, guys, listen. Hi, I'm looking for Brent. Hi, I'm looking for whoever. Hi, I'm looking for Alanna. Hi, I'm looking for Alejandro. Whatever it is, you want to go with the first name because you don't want to sound like you're like customer service or you're somebody, you know what I mean? Never go Mr. or Mrs. or do the full name or anything like that. Perfect. You got your yes. And okay, just what I like to say when you go, when they say yes is, just to let you know, we purchase properties cash. We blah, 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 blah. Instead, we purchase properties cash. So just to let you know, because I asked, how much would you? I get excited about that. I'm excited about this. I'm so pumped that you did. I mean, I know that you practice it and you did this. I mean, most people don't. Most people just try to, kind of try it out and then it doesn't work for them and they stop. That was phenomenal. Really great.
Thank you.
But just to let you know, we purchase these properties cash. We pay there's no real estate commissions. We pay all the title and escrow fees. And the best part is we purchase the properties completely as is. So you don't have to put another cent into the property. So for an offer like that, how much would you take? How much would you take? Right? It's all this, it's different inflections, inflections. And it depends on the person that you're talking to. If they're really monotone, you got to give a little bit of energy to it, but don't do it like I just did it. Where you're just blowing people out of the water. So that is phenomenal. So let's talk about your second homework, which was to get minimum 200 addresses through Deal Machine. Did you do it?
I did.
Prove it.
Okay. So initially the first time I went, a lot of them were corporate owned properties. So I deleted those and I went back around and found more. Okay. So I got 202 on here.
Let's see it.
Is it focused?
Yeah, we're good.
202 on there. And then I just put them into my back skip tracing and got the numbers for the addresses.
Okay, so you went to the computer. Was it hard pulling out exporting those addresses?
No, you kind of just have to edit the Excel sheet when they put it back because they have a lot of extra information, but it wasn't hard.
Yeah, so you clean it up and then you go to back skip tracing, you uploaded it. How fast did you get your numbers?
It took like 12 hours. So
within 24 hours, you have those numbers, multiple numbers, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you just started hand dialing. So the first homework was just to get into the rhythm of hand dialing. This week, we're going to get into the dialer. We're going to get into, and I'm going to break it down. We're going to cut from this scene here, and I'm going to break it down on my computer where to go and what to get to have the most effective dialer and where to pull the next list. Because the next list that I want you to pull is going to be vacant land in and around town here. Okay? Now, the reason I want you to do this is because nobody calls vacant land, first of all. Second of all, they are open to offers. Like, they are open to get an offer, and it's going to build up your confidence. It's going to build up your conversation with people saying yes and getting all that stuff going. So that's what I want you to go to next is going to be the vacant land list. I'm going to pull it through TTP data. And it's going to, TTP data is powered by PropStream, and I'll show you guys this all when we pull it up, but it is, and I'm going to show you where the hot zone is, and then that's where we're going to pull a list. We're going to pull it, we're going to export it, we're going to get the top 1,000, and then skip trace those, and then get that into your dialer, and press go, and really be going. And we're going to put your driving for dollars list in there. The first week was just to get into the rhythm of making those calls and understanding how tedious it is to make calls just hand dialing and really getting. So you have a full-time job.
Yes.
You only have Wednesdays and Thursdays off, right?
Yes.
So when did you make your calls?
Well, I started this last Wednesday. So the first day I went to go out look on properties on Thursday.
Yeah.
I did my calls after 7 because I have school from 7 a.m. to 9:30, and then I go straight to work. So I had to wait till I got off of work to actually have time to do calls. But
you did them.
Yeah.
But you did them.
Yeah.
And
I have 7 days. So
you have a maybe lead.
Yeah.
It might work, might not. But that's after talking to 15 people, and that's usually about the average. Typically, you want to get a lead per 15 conversations that you have, which is phenomenal. And then as you start getting those maybes and those yeses, you start filling up that lead pipeline, and then all of a sudden you start popping deals, and then all of a sudden it starts getting consistent, and then you quit your job and you do this full time, and then things really go crazy. So listen, Alanna's a student. She's got a full-time job, and she's doing this on top of it. There are no excuses for anybody out there. I'm telling you, I know that you're busy, but remember, it's not a time management issue, it's a priority management issue. If you put priority on building your wholesaling business, you will win. I am telling you, it only takes a few deals to change your whole life, the whole trajectory of your professional life, and then all of a sudden you're a business owner, all of a sudden you're an entrepreneur, all of a sudden you're learning all those beautiful things that you've been reading about all those people that say more millionaires are made from real estate than any other industry. That is the absolute truth, and you're going to find out, and you're going to slowly start realizing what this industry is all about. You're going to start realizing what opportunities are. You're going to start realizing like potential to make either net worth or cash in your pocket. It's phenomenal, absolutely incredible. So the homework before we get out of this, the homework is we're going to get 1,000 addresses skip traced for land.
Okay.
We're going to put your driving for dollars list and your land list into the Mojo dialer, and I want a minimum of 30 conversations.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
30 conversations.
Yeah,
and just actually talking. You did 15 hand dialing.
Right.
We're going to do double that with the dialer. It's going to go a lot faster than you think, but I want to have those 30 conversations. I want you to continue to practice your script 30 times a day.
Okay.
Okay? It's got to be, I want that internalized. I want you to just be able to whip out. I want you to be standing in line at the grocery store and be able to, somebody's over talking and talking about real estate, talking about this terrible property they inherited or their tenants or whatever, and just, hey, just wondering if you'd consider an offer on that property. right?
Right.
Boom, 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 boom. Yes, no, maybe, boom. But you heard it right here. There's only 6 responses to it. So this is these are stepping stones that we're going to build it up to get efficient, to get the deals under contract, and to sell those deals for a big assignment fee, big wholesale fee. Wholesaling is hitting the lottery. It is. Absolutely, it's the jackpot. It's a cash machine. It's unbelievable. So let's move on to showing you exactly what to do to pull. The next piece of homework, very simple. I want to pull a vacant land list. Now the reason I want to do that in conjunction with Driving for Dollars and getting all those properties into your deal machine app, pulling them out, skip tracing and calling those, is because these are the top two best and easiest list to get your first deal going. I am telling you, Driving for Dollars, number 1. Number 2, vacant land. Listen, people are different when they think about vacant land. These conversations are going to be a lot easier, and it's going to build up your confidence, especially if you've never talked to a stranger about considering an offer on their property. Or if you have, but you haven't necessarily done it from a cold call or from phone prospecting, this is really going to help boost your confidence and give you the experience that you need. So first go to www.ttpdata.com. You're going to see this handsome guy. You get a free 7-day trial. Now here's the catch. Obviously there's a catch there. It only lets you export 50 addresses. If you want to get up to 10,000 addresses a month, it's $97. But it comes with a ton of other tools I'm going to show you here. But for this, if you're going to pull the vacant land list as opposed to paying 9 cents an address at ListSource or some other company pulling land lists for you that's going to be inaccurate, get really accurate information. Listen, with any training, with any wholesaling business, the top of the funnel is the list. It is sacred. The list is sacred. It has to be taken seriously. If you're going to invest in one thing, I don't care if you don't get a phone dialer to upload this into your Mojo or into whatever dialing system you use. If you hand dial this because you don't have the budget, you have to invest in your list. Okay, $97 a month, you can pull up to 10,000 addresses. Once you log into here, this gives you a 7-day free trial, but then after that you can pull 10,000 a month. So we go to PropStream. That's what this will do. The ttpdata.com. Go to there, sign up for it, get into this. And what I like to do, guys, this is really cool. This is something that I thought that was just perfect for this. I want to know about land. I want to know the hot areas in town. You can see that this is a map of Phoenix. I go up here into analytics. Look at this. I go to price growth. I want to know where the hot areas are. Hot areas are going to be indicated by the values keep going up and up and up in the most popular areas. So I go here. I want to go the last year of growth, and boom, look at this. Okay, now Alanna, I want her to pull out. I want her to pull the outskirts. Some of these properties, you can see if this is Central Phoenix or if this is Central Atlanta or Dallas or San Diego or LA or wherever you're from. Wherever, Boise. You know, you look at where the hottest areas are in the center of town, and then look out on the outskirts a little bit. Look at where you're about 45-minute drive out here. I'm going to love to pull some Tonopah listings here. I'm going to love to look up here into Morristown. Maybe. I see a little bit of red speckles here, so I'm going to watch that. New River here. But I'm also, just for this purpose, I want to get into town. I want to pull Phoenix. Okay, and I want to pull the main areas as well because these are going to be your bigger deals. The further you get out from the epicenter of your town, the hottest areas of your town, the less you're going to make per deal. It's just because the price points are going to be way lower. So if you get an awesome land deal in the center of town, you could make, I had two students. One that texted me today made $92,000 on a vacant lot in the middle of town, in the middle of LA. And then I have another one that did it in the East Coast in Massachusetts and made $54,000 on a vacant land. I am telling you guys, these are really good conversations and they're not hard to do and they make a ton of money. So let's see how we pull this. First, you want to go into filter here. First, I'm going to just pull Phoenix, Arizona, so it just stays here. I'm going to get this filter going. I want to go, you don't have to worry about non-owner occupied or anything like that. You don't have to worry about any of these. I'm not worried about this. I want to go to property characteristics. Okay, right here, property type, go to land. Boom, easy. Okay, so you're going to land there. MLS status, this is really important. I don't want it on the market. I don't want anything that's on the market. I want off-market land. Okay, that's where I want it. Property characteristics, MLS, foreclosure status. I'm not worried about that because most land is owned free and clear. Ownership info. This is really important. I like when people have owned their property for at least 3 years. Okay, 3 years there. Now, I want to go individual when it comes to owner type. Okay, because when you pull corporate or when you pull LLCs or companies or trusts, it's very difficult to get results back when you are skip tracing. So pull those out already and have it ready here. Out-of-state owner, I'm not really worried about that. Value trend, equity, there's really nothing here that you need to mess with because most of the time they're owned free and clear. There's not a lot of lenders that are going to just own or put loans on vacant land, okay? And then what I want to do here is, it's in Phoenix, it's got that, apply. So 1,586 addresses. One last thing that I forgot to do here is under here, last sale price, right here. I want to put it under 50,000 in town. I want these lower. I want them to have bought it lower so that maybe they break even or maybe they just give it away. They give you these properties. So I'm going to apply that, and we've got 494 properties that I'm going to pull. Now the homework for Alanna is to pull 1,000 properties. So I would do this with a couple other cities in town, get it to 1,000, and then I would just go to your friend and mine at batchskiptracing.com, and I would just submit the list there, get the properties back, and boom, we are calling it. Then she's going to upload it into Mojo Sells, right? www.mojosells.com. I want her to sign up. She's going to sign up here. First, let's just put, I've got a lot in there, geez. Brent at Wholesaling Inc. Boom, next. And then I've already got this set up. So anyway, you go next, and then you can sign up for a single line or triple line dialer. It's totally your preference. Single line is going to dial 1 number at a time. Triple line is going to dial 3 numbers at a time. So that is on your preference. Alanna, I'm going to start on a single line dialer so that she can get used to using the dialer and having those conversations. And the beautiful thing about a dialer is you're not listening to a ringtone. It's just when somebody picks up, you talk to them. And you don't have to dial it with your hands. It just automatically does it. It saves so much time. It is critical. So that's the end of the homework. That's how you pull the list. These are the resources that you use. Follow Alanna along on this process because she's going to implement all these things for the next week, and then we're going to get a recap and see how she's doing. If you're not following her, follow her at Alanna Nirvana on Instagram and give her some support, give her some love, check in with her, make sure that she's doing her thing because I need her to be accountable, not just from me. I text her every day, but also from you guys out there, the great TTP audience, the great YouTube channel audience. So make sure you reach out to her, guys. And if you have any questions about this, make sure you post them down below. But follow along. Hopefully you guys are doing this as well, taking serious action, and as always, talking to people. Let's see how she does next week. See ya.